This Tuesday, Americans go to the polls to elect a new House of Representatives and Senate. It's being widely viewed as a referendum on President George W. Bush and specifically his handling of the war against Iraq. Mr. Bush's ratings are currently as low as any president since Nixon's at the height of the Watergate scandal. So it's no surprise that Republicans are widely expected to take a bit of a pasting as the voters pass judgment. And yet few are prepared to predict with total confidence quite what will happen on the 7th of November. And there are two principal reasons for this. First, no one underestimates the Republicans. Like John Major's Tories in 1992, the 2004 presidential election saw the incumbent, George W. Bush, achieve a slender but decisive victory in a race which was predicted to be much closer than in fact it was. Karl Rove, the Republicans' election Svengali, is famed for his ability to motivate the party base with a get-out-the-vote strategy the Democrats can only dream of. Secondly, no one overestimates the Democrats. This isn't about the capacity to gaff their way to self-destruction. John Kerry's clangor is a mere sideshow. It's more to know what it is the Democrats actually stand for. Why do they want to win? Is it to promote the kind of free trade New Democrat values associated with Bill Clinton and now semi-espoused by New York Senator Hillary Clinton? Or are the Democrats today symbolised by their hope in Tennessee, Harold Ford Jr., who is running on a socially conservative and economically protectionist platform? All political parties are broad churches, inevitably more so in a country as large as the United States. But which direction would the Democrats go in? No one really knows. There is a parallel here with the UK Conservatives. Not a perfect parallel, but an illustrative one. For a start, both have an Iraq problem, having been cheerleaders for the invasion at the time. As a result, both parties are equally conflicted about what position to adopt. And just as in the US you have a schism between Hillary and Harold, so in the UK the Tories are divided between the metropolitan Liberals, the so-called Notting Hill set, and the social conservatives, the suburban Tories like Liam Fox and Edward Lee. Both the Democrats and the Tories are struggling to paper over this crack, fill in this fissure. Each is reliant on a charismatic leader to rise above the fray. The Tories are desperate for David Cameron to be their guy. The Democrats are looking to their bright new hope, Illinois Senator Barack Obama. What is harder to discern is what either party would want to achieve in power, apart, that is, from beating the other side. At the moment, both Democrats and Tories are profiting from the unpopularity of the respective administrations of President Bush and Prime Minister Blair. Their supporters are sufficiently motivated by the desire to boot out the current government. What neither has yet delivered is a programme setting out what they would do if they controlled the levers of power, if they were in the hot seats of either the White House or Downing Street. That's the hard bit, but the oh-so-necessary bit. And until they've sorted out what it is they actually want to do, and are able to unite behind a manifesto, their poll leads are likely to remain fragile. Democrats and Tories might be able to win an election by default, but that's not the same as winning a mandate.